This week, we are entering into our 4th week of our chakra series, and we've made it all the way up to the heart. We've made it out of the lower triangle. The lower triangle, which is the first, second, and third energy centers, is what's called the lower mind or the classical ego mind. And now we get to kind of go up a little bit higher into some more of the ethereal centers of energy in our bodies. And so we are now at the heart. I love this practice. I love doing it so much because I feel like at the end of the day, the heart is the answer to everything. Compassion, acceptance, openness, like this is what's going to allow us to move gracefully in our lives is access to this energy center. It is the seat of the soul in the body, according to yoga, and it is a place of stark non-violence. The word anahata, which is the heart chakra, the word anahata means unstruck sound, the sound of no two things striking together. It's that silence and that space in between collision. It is that non-violent space, ahimsa, as we call it in yoga. So that is what we are going to be aspiring toward tonight. And physically in our bodies, the postures that we can do to help access this are, of course, backbends, postures that start to open the heart on all sides. All chakras are 360, so lateral postures on the sides, and then even some deep forward bending, helping to open up the space between the shoulder blades. So we're definitely gonna get some work going on around that tonight. We're gonna do a bigger posture toward the end that really helps to push that. I'll give you some modifications and variations if you need that. Um, of course, it's located on the spine at the center of the chest. So it's not the physical heart, though that's cool too. It's actually the center of the chest, the spiritual, energetic heart center. The bija mantra or seed sound for the heart chakra is yam. So Y-A-M. So it's not yam, it's not sweet potatoes. It is yum, yum. And so we'll bring that into our practice, definitely during the meditation, if not sooner than that. The color is green. The sense is the sense of touch. It's tactile. And the element is air. So it's spacious. It makes sense that it's right here with the lungs. We can use the breath to help give us access to this energy center as well. Yeah. Spiritual center of the body where no pain can enter. We have transcended the ego state at this point. This is where we start to work toward that witnessing, watchful, compassionate, curious center of consciousness. So I hope that excites you. If anything, it'll be maybe a respite from some of the things you've been experiencing lately. And yeah, let's jump on into it. So go ahead and sit comfortably. Welcome everybody I haven't said hi to yet. Good, and sitting tall, relax your shoulders down the back, feel the crown of the head lift toward the ceiling. Your eyes close. Just feel your body sitting here, having come to a stop, no more moving, just being. And that's really what the heart is first asking us to do, is to step in that space of just being, non-grasping, non-doing. And bring your awareness to that point on the spine, behind the center of the chest, the energetic heart center, Anahata. And see a ball of green light at that point. You actually might feel it move forward into space inside of the chest as well. However best you can imagine a green light, the center of the heart. Now, earlier I said some words about acceptance, openness, compassion. It's a center of love and peace and curiosity. And just notice as you hear those words, do you feel any resistance to that? Anything that's blocking you right now from stepping into those spaces? And it's okay if that's the case. But do you feel cut off from this somehow? Resistance to these ideas? And if you do, can you accept that that's there? Can you accept that there's resistance? Can you allow that? Can you not resist it? Can you have compassion for the parts of yourself that might feel cut off from that compassion, that love, that acceptance, that openness? Who might even just outright resist that space? Compassion for that. Seeing that green light, the heart, and accepting any aspects of ourselves that are not this compassion. That's how big this acceptance is, this openness is. We aspire toward it, and we also accept every part of ourselves that is not that. So holding your awareness at this green light of the heart, go ahead and take a deep breath in. We'll chant the sound Om 3 times. Bringing your palms to the heart, bowing the chin, honoring and accepting yourself just as you are in this moment. The good, the bad, the otherwise, this body, this breath, this energy, this mind, and all the spaces in between. It's in honor of all that we'll practice tonight. Go ahead and rub the palms together, creating heat. And take the heated palms over your eyes, brushing back over the top of the head, down the neck. Bring yourself back to your space. All right, wonderful. So let's come on to hands and knees to start. Setting any props you have off to the side. Good. Table pose. Good. So one of the probably most accessible practices for opening the heart is just cat-cow movement. So inhale, you look forward with the heart, feel the tailbone lift. Then exhale, around the back, feel the mid-back reach toward the ceiling. Then inhale, allow the heart to melt forward, look forward. Then exhale, mid-back reaching toward the sky. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, exhale. Keep going. Starting to break up any tense or stuck muscles around the heart, around the chest and rib cage. Also inviting some breath into that space between the shoulder blades, the back body, and of course, filling the lungs as you inhale. Let's make this more dynamic, okay? So inhale, look forward. Exhale, child's pose, balasana. Then inhale, feel the lungs fill as you float back up to hands and knees, that air in the body. Exhale, back, child's pose. Again, inhale, floating up. And exhale again, back to child's pose. Keep going. Inhale up, exhale back. Warming up that space around the heart. And we're also getting the shoulders involved here, the hips, a little bit of the legs, the entire spine, really. Good. We're going to keep this moving. Inhale up to hands and knees. Curl the toes under. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. And then immediately float back down onto hands and knees. Heart looks forward. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale back up. Curl the toes under, downward facing dog, lengthening the spine. Inhale, float gently back down onto hands and knees. Release the feet. Exhale, child's pose. Please continue to move between these three postures, inhaling to hands and knees, exhaling to down dog or child's pose, alternating between the two. And do take your time here, so making sure that you come into the fullest extent of each posture before transitioning to the next, especially hands and knees. So when you come to hands and knees, the heart looks forward, the tailbone lifts. So come into that before you transition into the other postures. Good, a couple more times. This movement's just starting to help again break up some of that tension in the spine and especially around the heart center, the front, the back. We'll worry about the sides in a little bit. Take your time getting there, but the next time you land in downward facing dog, please stay in downward facing dog. Hips lifting. And you might feel called to walk the dog out a bit here, pressing one heel to the floor, bending the opposite knee, breathing length into the legs, and of course, length into your spine as well. And take deep breaths, feeling that inhale nourish you, that exhale relieve you. Good. Inhale, float gently down onto hands and knees. Release the feet. Exhale, child's pose. Seat to the heels, forehead to the floor. Taking an adjusting breath, feeling sensation in your body. And then in child's pose, or from child's pose, walk your hands off the left side of your yoga mat, especially reaching through the right hand, and feel your right hip bone ground toward the floor. So you're starting to feel some length along the right side of your body, the right rib cage. Take some deep breaths into that right lung. Good. Walk the hands back to center. And let's go off the right side, feeling the hips sink. Taking some deep breaths here, feeling the left lung fill and empty, giving some space around the anatomical heart. Good. Then walk the hands back to center. Inhale up to hands and knees. Curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Again, feel and breathe here. And as we hold down dog for the next few breaths, I'd like you to think of something that you've done for yourself in the last couple of days that was for you, that was kind of an act of love toward yourself. Now, as you think about it, it doesn't have to be anything big. It doesn't have to be anything grand. It could be as simple as brushing your teeth or giving yourself that extra 5 minutes in bed, or even making it to this class tonight. What's something you've done that's been an act of love towards yourself? Can you bring that into your heart? Can you hold that in your heart as we continue to practice? Inhale, come into plank pose, straight line push-up position. With your exhale, bend your elbows in towards your waist, plank yourself down to the floor. Release the feet. Feeling the pelvis ground, please lift your head, chest, and your legs, locust pose. Then exhale, float down. Curl the toes under and lift your knees. Push back up to plank and back to downward facing dog. Let's do that again. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale to the earth. Locust rise, head, chest, and legs. Exhale, float down, curl the toes under, lift the knees, push on up, and back, downward facing dog. Again, inhale, plank. Exhale to the ground. Lifting up, locust pose, head, chest, and legs, heart looking forward. Exhale, release, curl the toes under and lift the knees, push up, and back to downward facing dog. Good. Inhale into plank pose. This time, plank yourself 1 inch from the floor, chaturanga. And then push the arms straight. Take the shoulders back and come onto the tops of the feet, upward facing dog. And then feel a tug behind your navel that pulls you back into downward facing dog. Good. So you notice in that last one, we switched it up with the up dog. If you don't like that version, you can do the earlier version, which is plank to the floor, locust lift, and then back up. But if you want to, you can do this one that I just taught, which is, again, joining me with it, plank pose, 1 inch from the floor, or chaturanga, pushing up to upward facing dog, and then back to downward facing dog. So do that one more time. You can choose to do what we just did, or you can do the first variation. So plank pose, coming down to whichever one you want to do, either locust pose or up dog, inhale, and then returning to downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Exhale, child's pose. Take a moment. If your wrists are starting to feel it, you could take your arms down by your side, palms face up. And breathe. Good. Hands forward. Inhale back up to hands and knees. Downward facing dog again. Good. So in down dog, bring the feet together. Then inhale, come forward into plank pose. And then pivot onto your right foot and your right hand, left hand coming onto your waist. Now this is a bit of a balance here. And if you're just teetering a lot, you can take your top foot to the floor in front of you, knee bent, and bow the hips toward the ceiling. Good. So either foot on the floor or do the balance. Side plank, everyone's favorite. Good. Now go ahead and bring the left hand down to the ground. Let's pivot onto the other side. Left hand, left foot, right hand on the hip. And again, the right foot can be on the floor in front of you, or you can stack the legs. Breathe. Bowing the hips toward the ceiling, bowing the right rib cage toward the ceiling as well. Good. Right hand coming down to the floor. Downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale either all the way down or chaturanga. Inhale, locust pose or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, pushing up and back. Bring the feet together again. Once you're in down dog, we'll come forward into plank pose and pivot onto the right foot and right hand. Come into your version of this posture. If you can, take the left arm into the air, shoulders stacking. You might even be able to look up. Deep breath in. And exhale, bring the left hand down to the ground. Let's pivot to the other side. Left foot, left hand. And again, the right arm can come into the air, shoulder stacking, and maybe looking up. Good, right hand down. Good, one more time, either plank pose, or sorry, either chaturanga or all the way down, either locust pose or up dog, downward facing dog. Good, so from here, go ahead and walk your hands back to meet your feet, coming into Uttanasana, the standing forward fold. And just relax your upper body over your legs, arms hanging toward the ground, deep breaths. Allow the knees to be slightly bent, not locking them here. All right, with your next inhale, press palms to shins. Come halfway up, please. And exhale, fold down. Let's do that again. Palms to shins, halfway rise. Exhale, fold. One more time. And down. Good. Sweep the arms out to the side with a flat back. Come all the way up. And palms to your heart. Good morning. I was feeling the energy in your body. How do you feel? Do you feel tired? Do you start to feel like your body's waking up a little bit? How's the mind doing? And all of that. And think again of something that you've done for yourself in the last 24 hours. We'll challenge you a little bit here. 24 hours that you're grateful for, an act of love towards yourself. Again, it doesn't have to be a big act. You could have made yourself a meal, even. You could have set a boundary. And accept that in your heart as an act of self-love. Like, you're not just the doer of that act, you're also the receiver of it as well. So can you receive that? Can you receive what it means? And take a deeper breath. We do a lot of stuff that's self-love for ourselves all the time, things that make our lives so much easier. And sometimes we just have to acknowledge that. So we're going to work with Warrior One a little bit. So step to the top of your mat. Actually, I'll turn this way. And step your right foot back. Your back foot's flat on the floor. Right toes pointing forward about 45 degrees. The hips are pointing directly forward as well. Good. Then bring your palms to your heart. And then go ahead and bend the left knee. Sink on into it. Then inhale, straighten the leg. Then exhale, bend the left knee again. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, bend on in. And back up. A couple more times. Good. And then bend on in this time. Take the shoulders down the back. Turn the heart to lift toward the ceiling. Shoulder blades back. Now we're not taking this all into our lower back here. This is actually a back bend of the thoracic spine. So from the mid back toward the shoulders. So you can feel the shoulder blades working toward one another as you roll the heart open. Good. Then inhale, straighten the left knee. And then go ahead and step the right foot forward and step the left foot back. Same rules. Back foot flat on the floor, toes pointing forward about 45 degrees. Hips are squaring toward the front of your mat. Palms to your heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend the right knee, sink on in. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend again. Just going in and out a few times, letting the body know where we're going before we go there. Just a little soft courtesy. Good. Now, as we hold the pose this time, bend the knee. Come on in. We're going to take the shoulders down the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades toward one another behind you. Lift the heart toward the sky. Breathe. Good. Inhale, straighten the knee. Come back up. And then go ahead and step the left foot forward and fold forward. All right. From here, please step back into downward facing dog. Then inhale into plank pose. And then do your version of this, either all the way to the floor to locust pose or 1 inch from the floor to up dog. Exhale, then inhale. Returning to downward facing dog when you're done. And let's play around a little bit more with warrior 1. So lift your right leg into the air. Exhale, step the foot all the way forward between the hands. Help it through if you need to. Back foot comes flat to the floor and bend the front knee. So this version of it is a little bit more work for your lower back. So go ahead and inhale, reach your arms forward, peel the chest away from the thighs, come up into warrior 1. Continue to take the arms back behind you. Good, then sweep the arms forward, inhale, lift up. Then exhale, bow forward, hands to the ground, step back to downward facing dog. Good, let's do that on the other side. Left leg lifts, and then go ahead and carefully step the left foot forward, back foot flat to the floor, toes pointing forward. When you're ready, inhale, arms reach forward, lifting on up, and then continue to sweep the arms as far back as you can, feeling the full rotation of the shoulder joints. Then lift the arms up, inhale, then exhale, bow forward, and step back. Right leg lifts. Exhale, step it all the way forward, back foot flat to the floor, arms reach forward, inhale, warrior 1. Keep going with the arms behind you as far back as you can, full circle. Lift the arms up, inhale. Then exhale, bow forward, stepping back, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Exhale, step it on through. Back foot flat. Warrior 1, come on up. Sweep the arms back. Lift them up, heart looking up. Exhale, fold forward, step back again. We're going to do one more time on each side, at least for now. Right leg, and step. Back foot, come on up. Good, sweep the arms back as far as you can. Then forward. As the arms lift up, look up. And then take the arms down to the ground, hands plant, step back. Left leg lifts. And exhale, step forward. Or the left foot forward. Back foot flat, come on up. Sweep it back. Good, lift the arms, inhale. Then exhale, fold forward. This time, step the back foot forward. Palms to shins, lifting halfway up, inhale. Exhale, fold down. Then inhale, sweep the arms out to the side of the flat back. Come all the way up to standing. And palms to your heart. Good, getting a little bit more energy moving around the heart center. So next we're going to do arm swings. Many of you know this one, but I'll walk you through it anyway. So it's good. Sometimes you pick up on things you never heard before. And so this is a 3-part inhale through your nose with one powerful exhale out of your mouth with the movement. So the movement is this. Feet are about hip distance apart. Palms start at the heart. It'll be inhale, arms back. Inhale, arms up. Sorry, I messed up. Hold on. We start with inhale, arms up. Inhale back. Inhale up. Then exhale, bend your knees, drop your body, and sweep back. So it's inhale up, inhale back, inhale up, exhale, drop. Okay? Sorry about that mix up earlier. So again, it's inhale through the nose, exhale out of your mouth. We're going to go for about 2 minutes, so pace yourself. Good. Standing tall, feet stacking underneath the hips. Go ahead and exhale. And when you're ready, inhale up, inhale back, inhale up, exhale, drop. Inhale, 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 exhale, inhale, 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 exhale. Try to feel the full movement of your shoulder joints here. Up, and back. And with this three-part inhale especially, imagine that you're building energy around the heart. With those inhales, you're drawing light into your body, filling the lungs, filling that space around the heart center. Swing it out. You're a little more than halfway done. Keep going. It's okay if you need to slow the movement down, but try to keep moving if you can. About 15 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Standing. Release. Feel. Breathe. Witness. Notice. Your heart rate, your breath rate. Sensation in the body. Just witness that sensation. Whatever it is you're feeling. You don't need to qualify it as good or bad, just accept it. Maybe you feel out of breath. Can you be okay with that? Maybe you notice some discomfort came up. Can you be okay with that? Can you accept that? Deep breath in and out. And bringing your awareness on back. All right, so that one wakes us up a bit. We're going to take a wide stance on your mat next. And the toes are pointing directly forward. If anything, they're pigeon toeing slightly or pointing toward one another. Good, and then bring the palms to the heart. And inhale, sweep the arms down, back, and up. Think about hinging at your hips as you swan dive and fold forward over the legs. Palms or fingertips on the ground, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold down a little bit deeper. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side with a strong back. Come all the way back up. Then exhale, fold all the way down. Again, palms or fingertips on the ground, come halfway up. And exhale, fold. Arms out to the side, come all the way up. Let's go back all the way down. Leading with the heart. Good, halfway. And down. All the way up. Good, and all the way down. Halfway up. And sink on in. Let's stay here for a few breaths in the forward fold. Knees can be slightly bent forward. For those of you with more access or flexibility in your lower back and hamstrings, the backs of the legs, you might be able to hold on to the ankles or shins and just give yourself a gentle tug, just kind of between the legs. Good. Go ahead and release. Inhale halfway up again, extending your spine forward. Exhale, fold down. Then with a strong back, sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. Good. Staying tall. Go ahead and bring your palms to your heart. Good. All right. So go ahead and bring the feet together or close together, about hip distance apart. Actually, I'll give you an option here. We're going to practice chair pose. And there are generally two ways for the feet and knees to do this. You can have the feet and knees apart, so when you sink into chair, they stay apart. And you can have them together, so when you sink in, they stay together. What you don't want to do is have the feet apart and the knees buckle. That's not good for you, all right? So pick which one you want to do. It's okay to switch later. I'm going to have mine apart, kind of what works for me, but I know that together works well for a lot of people. So go ahead and bring your palms to your heart again. Relax the shoulders down the back. And before we go into chair, think about another thing that you did for yourself recently. Something that you did for you. Maybe you drank more water than you normally do, and that's a good thing. Maybe you got outside and got some sun. There's so many little things we do for ourselves. There's so much to attach to this idea of developing and continuing to foster self-love and acceptance and gratitude. Have that in your heart and then bend your knees, sinking into chair. It's a little easier, right? With your inhale, sweep your arms forward, take the arms wide, palms toward the sky, look up. As you exhale, reach the arms forward, look down, chest parallel to the ground, knees still bent. Then inhale, take the arms wide, look up. Exhale, reach forward, look down. Nice strong back here. Inhale, opening back up. And exhale, reaching forward. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Take the arms wide. Reach them forward. Take the arms wide. This time stay here for the exhale. And inhale, straighten the legs, reach up. And then palms to the heart. All right, taking a deeper breath. If you're not already there, please step to the top of your mat. We're going to head through a sun salutation next. If you need some water, please do hydrate. All right, so we've been working with a lot of what we've already worked with. We're going to put it together in a nice flow. So feet stacking underneath your hips, bring your palms to your heart. Good. With your inhale, sweep the arms down, back, and up. With your exhale, bend both knees, sweep your arms behind you, chair prep. Keep the knees bent as you lift the arms up into chair pose and stay for the exhale. Inhale, straighten the legs. Then exhale, hinge at the hips, swan dive, fold forward and down, Uttanasana. Palms to shins halfway up. Then exhale, fold down. And please carefully walk or step back into downward facing dog. Inhale into plank pose. Exhale, you can do what you want. You can either come all the way to the floor and do locust pose, or you can do chaturanga to up dog. Pick your practice. And then coming back into downward facing dog when you're done. And once you're there, lift the right leg into the air. And then exhale, step the right foot all the way forward, back foot flat to the floor, bend the front knee, reach the arms forward. Come on up, sweep the arms back. Good. And then cross the arms in front of you. Let's look forward. Cross the arms in front of you. Lift the elbows, take the arms back. Let's do that again. Cross the arms in front of you. Lift them up and back. We're going to do 2 more. Cross, lift, up, back. Cross, lift, up, back. Now this time, lift the arms straight up. Open the heart toward the ceiling, then exhale, fold forward and step back into downward facing dog. Good. Again, moving through this middle flow here. Plank, get it down, coming into your back bend of choice, and then coming back into downward facing dog. Good. Left leg lifts. Exhale, step the left foot forward, back foot flat to the floor, bending the knee. Inhale, lift the arms up, coming into warrior one. Keep sweeping the arms back. Cross the arms in front of you, lift the elbows, break apart, sweep back. 3 more. Crossing the arms, lift the elbows, break apart, exhale. This time, lift the arms straight up, open the heart toward the ceiling, then exhale, bow forward, step forward. Palms to shins, halfway up, and exhale, fold. Sweep the arms out to the side with a strong back, come all the way up, and palms to the heart. Think of something that you're grateful for. Anything, the first thing that comes to your mind, bring it to your mind. What are you grateful for? Hold that in your heart. Inhale, sweep the arms down, back and up. Bend the knees, chair prep, sweep the arms behind you. Keep the knees bent, lift into chair pose. Stay for the exhale. Lift up, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Palms to shins, halfway up. Exhale, release, step back to downward facing dog. Plank pose. Coming down to your back bend of choice. And returning to downward facing dog once you're done. Right leg lifts once you're there. And step it all the way forward. Help it through. Back foot flat. Coming up, inhale, lift the arms forward, up, sweep back, and then 4 times, cross the arms. Lift the elbows, sweep back. Cross, lift, back. Cross, lift, back. Cross, lift, back. Lift the arms up, open the heart. Exhale, fold forward, downward facing dog. Good. Plank pose. You know the rest. Back bend, and then return. Coming back into down dog when you're finished. And once you're there, left leg lifts and steps through. Back foot flat to the floor. Virabhadrasana, warrior one. Lift the arms. Sweep back. Cross the arms, lift, and back 3 more times. This time, lift the arms, look up, exhale, fold forward, step forward, Uttanasana, palms to shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, coming all the way up. Exhale, palms to your heart. Take an adjusting breath. Think about something you've seen in the last day that you found beauty in. Anything, the first thing that comes to your mind. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Chair prep, bend the knees, sweep back. Chair pose. Holding for the exhale. Lift and fold. Palms to shins. Exhale, fold. Step back to downward facing dog. You can either rest here or move through this flow. Coming into plank. And then your back bend of choice. Or again, you can sit this one out. Returning to down dog when you're finished. And then right leg lifts for everybody. And step the foot forward. Back foot flat. Warrior one. Lift them up. Sweep it back. Cross the arms. Lift. Inhale. Exhale. Break apart. Sweep back 3 more times. Good. Lift the arms this time. Turn the heart toward the sky. Exhale, fold forward, step back, downward dog, plank pose again, coming into your back bend of choice. Downward facing dog when you're finished. Left leg lifts when you get there. Exhale, bring it all the way through. Back foot flat. Warrior one, lift the arms. Sweep them back. Cross, lift, and back. 3 more. Lift the arms straight up this time. Exhale, fold forward, step forward. Palms to shins. Exhale, fold down. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. And palms to your heart. Take an adjusting breath. Remembering a time when you felt connected. When was the last time you felt connected to someone or something? Earth, partner, friend, child, yourself, a story, maybe a TV show. Feel that connection, feel that. Inhale, sweep up. Chair prep, chair pose. Good, straighten the legs and fold forward. Palms to shins. Exhale, fold. Step back to downward facing dog. You can move through this next flow or you can sit it out. Plank pose, your back bend, and downward facing dog. Right leg, and step it on through. Back foot flat, coming on up. Sweep the arms back, and then cross them in front, lift the elbows, sweep back. 3 more of those. Good, lift the arms straight up this time. Exhale, downward facing dog, step back. Plank pose to the earth, or chaturanga. Locust pose or up dog, pick your practice. And release, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts and steps through. Back foot flat, warrior one, lift up. Sweep the arms on back. Cross, lift the elbows, sweep open, 3 more. Keep the front knee bending. And lift the arms straight up. Exhale, fold forward, step forward. Palms to shins halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. And palms to the heart, close your eyes. Take an adjusting breath. Have the eyes closed if that's comfortable for you. Love, acceptance, openness, compassion. Are you able to have these toward yourself? Love, openness, compassion, acceptance. We're not shaming if that's not the case, or if there's some parts of you that are kind of holding you back from truly feeling that self-love, self-acceptance, that openness and compassion. Maybe looking inward and seeing, have you felt that before? Have you felt self-love? Have you felt self-compassion and acceptance? Maybe it was a blip on the radar years ago, or maybe it was an experience on a retreat, or maybe a time that you spent in nature. Now, again, the practice is to accept everything. And so there's these times that you've had where you felt very connected to yourself and very much in love with yourself. And we all have moments where that's not the case. And can we accept that both are true without preference? Can we have compassion for the parts of ourselves that have a hard time loving ourselves? Can we bring them into that light? We're going to do one more round here in a moment. I want you to really sit with this idea of allowing this compassion that you have capacity for to extend to all of you, not just the parts that feel good or that are productive or ambitious, but every aspect of yourself, the parts that get tired, the parts that are suffering, the parts that are holding deep, deep, painful beliefs. Can we bring all of that into this light? With your breath, inhale, lift. Chair prep. Chair pose. We're going to stay in chair pose for about 3 breaths this time, but feel the heart opening here. Feel it lifting, feel it shining, feel space. There's enough space for everything here. It's a place of no suffering, unstruck sound, deep acceptance. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward and down. Palms to shins halfway up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Compassion for the parts of you that are tired, sore. Plank pose. Coming down to your version of this exercise. Coming into your back bend, opening the heart either way. Exhale into downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg, step it through. Back foot flat on the floor. Inhale, lift the arms forward, up, sweep them back. Cross the arms, lift the elbows, inhale. Exhale, sweep back, 3 more. When do you feel loved? When do you feel connected? Lift both arms straight up, inhale. Exhale, bowing to the heart, hands to the ground, downward facing dog. Plank pose. Let's hold plank this time. Take the shoulders down the back. Sometimes it takes courage to love. It takes courage to accept all parts of ourselves, including the shadow, including the darkness. Sometimes even hard to accept the light, to think that's actually a part of us. It is. Deep breath in. Exhale into your version of this exercise, either all the way down or chaturanga. Coming into your back bend. Inhale, big heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Staying in down dog for about 3 breaths. Feel length in your spine, hip bones reaching toward the sky behind you. Where do you feel resistance? Where do you feel held back from truly accepting, from truly loving yourself? Can you love that too? Can you love the parts of yourselves that have a hard time loving you? Can you? Like light touching a dark corner of your mind. Lift the left leg and step it through. Back foot on the floor. Come on up. Lift the arms, sweep them back. Cross in front. Lift the elbows, sweep it back. 3 more. Fanning the space around the heart, clearing out anything that's keeping it from being open, anything that's keeping it from being free. That's what we're really talking about here. Lift both arms up. Exhale, bow to the heart. It's about liberation. Step the right foot forward. Palms to shins halfway up. Then exhale, fold down. Let's do that again. Palms to shins. Exhale down. One more time. And then stay in the forward fold for a few breaths. It's about liberation. It's about freedom internally, to feel, to be, to accept. It's not easy work we do. Press palms to shins. Exhale, release. Please step back to down dog. Inhale, come into plank pose. And for everybody, bring yourself all the way down to the ground. Good. So this isn't technically a posture, but it's something that can help us really connect to this heart. So you're going to bring your forehead right down onto the ground and extend your arms forward. And you can have the hands flat on the ground if you'd like, or you can bring the palms together in prayer. And this posture can feel devotional to some, as if there's some reverence that you are expressing. Maybe you feel it around the heart, or maybe it just feels restful. It could also feel awkward. So often what keeps us from full self-love is moving past false beliefs that we're not worthy of it. We often feel unworthy of it. Can you allow yourself to love the parts of yourself that don't feel that you're worth it, or that you deserve to have it? And that you do love yourself, that you do care about yourself. All the little things you do, the small choices, the space between moments that keeps you moving, that keeps you alive. You're worthy of all of that. You deserve all of that. And deepening your breath, accepting whatever is coming through mentally, emotionally, physically. Slide your hands back underneath your shoulders and just push up gently to hands and knees. Let's come into child's pose, seat to the heels, forehead toward the floor. All right, taking a deeper, fuller breath, go ahead and roll yourself up to a seat. Good. So I hope you're feeling all right. I know I can get a little bit into the emotional space around that one, but it's really important to contemplate as we're opening the heart that it's not just a bunch of backbends and laterals. Like we are connecting to the deep, deeply, deeply open and accepting and compassionate parts of ourselves, something beyond the lower triangle, beyond the ego states, and starting to enter into really the more spiritual sides of our beings. Okay. All right. So sitting, let's do a twist. All right, we'll do a twist. So for this one, you're gonna have your legs extended forward to start. If you want to, you can sit on a folded blanket just to lift yourself up a bit. I'm actually gonna do that because I have a blanket right here. Sometimes adding just an inch to the spine can help in these postures. All right, so sitting tall, go ahead and bring your right knee into your chest, and then take your right foot across the left leg, planting the right foot on the floor, and flex your left foot as well. So if your right knee is on top, it's your right hand that goes right behind your spine. Then inhale, lift the left arm up, reach up, inhale. Exhale, sweep the arm around, hook the knee and twist, looking over your right shoulder. Good, now staying in the pose, sit up tall, inhale. And exhale, roll that right shoulder back a little bit further, bring the left chest further across. And looking as far behind you as you can. Good. With your next inhale, carefully unwind. Bring both hands to the other side. Keep the leg crossed for a moment and just do a quick push up. And then come back and uncross. All right, go ahead and bring the left foot or left knee in, left foot on the floor, and then bring the left foot across the body on the outside of the right leg. Flex the right foot. Left knee is on top, left hand goes behind your back. Right arm lifts up, inhale. Exhale, take the arm across, hook the knee, and twist, looking over that left shoulder. Good, now staying in the pose again, sit up a little bit taller, lift the heart, and exhale, roll the left shoulder back a little bit further. Staying in the pose, breathing in the pose, deepening in the pose. Good. Inhale, carefully unwind. Bring both hands to the outside, or to the other side, I should say, and do a quick push-up. Then uncross. Good. And just extend both legs forward now. And the more access you have into your hamstrings and lower back, the closer the feet can be together, meaning if you're more flexible in those regions. And the less so, just take your feet a little bit wider apart, but no wider than your yoga mat. Good. Now sitting up tall, feeling the pelvis tilt forward slightly. Lift the arms up, inhale. Exhale, fold about halfway forward. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, fold about halfway. Inhale up. Let's do two more. Exhale halfway. Back up. And this time go to your furthest point and release the hands down onto the legs. Grabbing the feet's not important here. We're not stretching the shoulders. Let's just take a few breaths into this forward fold. Allowing your chest to kind of just weigh toward your thighs. without the shoulders collapsing. Keep the spine pretty lengthened. Breathing here, feeling that pulsing in your body, especially as the front of the body is compressed. You can feel it a lot in the back of the body here. And that breath moving in and out. And that breath signaling that you are alive, that you exist, that you are here in this moment. It's only this moment that you are in. The teaching says that because you are alive, because you are here in this moment, that for that reason alone, you are worthy. For that reason alone, you are not just loved, but that you are love. You are an expression of love. Everything else is just details. At your core, you are love. Taking a deeper, fuller breath. Go ahead and lift yourself back up carefully. And take your time as you transition here onto your back for Shavasana, our final resting posture. If you can bring any support where you need it, a blanket under the head, a blanket roller bolster underneath your knees. Just make sure that you can be comfortable here for a few minutes. And as you come to rest here, notice your breath. Again, that signal of presence, that signal of existence. That signaling of your mind to this moment, not fixated on anything that happened in the moments that preceded it, and not concerned about any moments that may happen after it. The breath bringing you to the present moment. And many, many traditions teach that true joy and contentment can only be experienced in the present moment. So as you're aware of this inhale, as you're aware of this exhale, you are creating the capacity to be happy, to be joyful, to be that purest expression of love that is your fate, that is your destiny, that is your dharma. This inhale, this exhale, that's who you are. peace, peace, peace. Taking a deep breath in and out. Make some gentle movements in your hands and feet, your arms and legs. And take your time as you roll onto your right side. Coming up to a seat as you feel ready from here. So sitting tall, please bring your right hand over the center of your chest, the heart, and turn your left hand up on your left knee. And with your left hand, connect the tip of the first finger to the tip of the thumb, connecting lower mind to higher mind. With your hand on the heart, just sense space beneath your right palm. Maybe feel a softening or a tenderness. And in that space, just see a soft green light pulsing. And see it pulsing on the Bija mantra or seed sound of Anahata, of the heart center. And that sound is yum, 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 yum. Hearing it in your head and seeing that pulsing green light beneath the right palm. Yum, 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 yum. The spaciousness reverberating into all corners of your body, your energy, your mind. Creating that doorway, that window for that loving presence that is you and also somehow beyond you, allowing it to be everywhere that you are, accepting of everything that you are. Yum, yum, yum. And passing on to you the knowledge that you are it. It is you. You are love. Love is you. You are boundless compassion. You are boundless acceptance. And may this practice and all of your work in this practice, may all of that keep you in remembrance of that truth. So until next time, namaste.